All right, guys, quick review on Ian Carnegie's event this past weekend, which was the MAC Championships, which stands for Major Arm Wrestling League. Okay, let's start with the super matches. Awesome matches. I think the best match was one towards the end, which was Rick Heidelberg versus this other guy from Canada. I really wish I could remember the name because it was a super awesome match. But I also got to corner Matt Wilds for a match, which ended up being a lot of fun. It was a really close match. It ended up being 3-2 for Matt. He ended up pulling out the win, all thanks to some advice from me. But he's a beast, so I'm sure he could have gotten it done on his own anyway. Tournament. Sorry, I'm talking so fast, but I just want to run through this real quick. Tournament ran super well. Mike Romaldi showed up and won the 180 class. I believe the Vit Nikabadze ended up winning the 160 class both arms. I ended up winning the 200 class both arms, which was awesome because it ended up being like pretty stacked, 12 pullers each for the 200 class. I ended up being in the finals. Right hand top three was Milo Larrick got third, Torin Nolan got second, and I got first. Left hand Matt Wilds got third, Torin Nolan got second, and I got first. But pretty stacked, as you can tell just by some of those names. Super cool getting to pull Milo Larrick and end up hanging out with him. That's just like an idea because I've talked about the potential of a match with Auden at some point. Honestly, he's so big right now. I don't really know if there's still a point in that. But super cool meeting and hanging out with his brother. He's a lot of fun. I just want to end this with some comments about the table itself. Most of the questions I've been getting since I've talked to people about going to the tournament has been, how does the table actually feel? And for me, as someone who kind of presses and hooks a lot, I felt like going into it, it would be a little bit of a disadvantage. And for the most part, it was a slight disadvantage for my press, just because the pin pads are a little bit lower, and you really have to fucking bury someone to actually get the pin. But and there is a bit of an advantage for a defensive top roll that can be very dangerous to how I pull, because the pin pads are so large that you can do a kind of like a swooping motion and catch all the way out here, and your forearm can be touching the pin pad kind of, and you can still kind of get around it. So it's a little bit weird with how big the pads are and how low the pin pads are. But for the most part, there were no troubles with the actual tables, besides one little thing, which was, so since the pads are so big, this isn't really a problem with regular tables, because at the end of the pad, you can kind of put your elbow up, like when you're slipping, like, you know how your elbow will still be on the pad, but the tip of your elbow won't be, and you can slip like that, and it's not a foul. Well, you can't really do that because the pad is kind of sunken into the table. So when you do that, the end of your elbow here is actually on the table itself and not the pad. So there was two instances, one with Yusuf and one with Hunter. Hunter's was very apparent, and if I can find some footage of his match, I'll put it in here. But it's just, it's gonna be a problem if they want to make this a real mainstream thing. But it was a rare occasion. No one got hurt on the tables. I know that was a little bit of a concern with the new design. They had these super cool, these are both my medals I got, super cool medals, and the jerseys were sick. It was very clear that Ian put a lot of effort into the event, and I am super excited to go to the next one. See you guys later.